All right. So I'm Dr. Kathy McGuire of Creative Edge Focusing, and I've been using Eugene Gendlin's focusing method for about 40 years. And today I wanted to demonstrate what we could call focusing-oriented coaching. So I'm going to be specifically guiding my person, Edwin, as he tries to work on a work-related issue. And the idea of doing this came because I was participating in an empathy circle. And in the empathy design part of it, I noticed that people were writing a lot of things down on pieces of paper, and that the focus was kind of getting on the pieces of paper. And I thought, well, if you were doing this with focusing, you would be paying attention inside, and you would be trusting that the next step or the answer would arise from inside. And Gendlin describes this as the philosophy of the implicit, and it is a theory which says that in your bodily felt sense, this vague, murky sensing in the center of your body, you hold all of your past experiences with something, all of your present situation, and all of even your future intending. You can get all of that if you pay attention to this pre-verbal felt sensing. So then in focusing, you try to carefully make words and images directly out of that murky felt sensing. And I will reflect back Edwin's words, and he will check them against that bodily felt sense, that murky pre-verbal. And when he finds words or images that are just right, he should experience a felt shift, we call it, an easing in his body and a sense of, oh yes, that's exactly right. And also Edwin's working on a pretty big life issue, so we're not going to expect to change it all in just this one day. But I just wanted to demonstrate this, looking for the answer to unfold from inside. So when we start, I'll give Edwin a little kind of a meditation to help him get centered in his body, and we'll proceed from there. But first, we're going to just let Edwin say hello himself.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. Yes, I'm Edwin Rutsch, Director of the Center for Building a Culture of Empathy, and been working on the theme of empathy for quite some time. How do we foster it in society? And I'm very excited about the focusing process as a way of fostering empathy and sort of that self-empathy, self-connection. So I'm very glad to be working with you around that. And there is a leaf blower going in the background, so I am going to quickly close the window for a second here.
Okay. Okay.
So I am back in your capable hands.
Okay. And I'll also say that to the viewers that there are a lot of different methods of teaching focusing that have grown up in the 40 years since we initially helped Gendlin develop it. And Edwin's been in a workshop with Ann Weiser Cornell, who teaches one method of focusing, and now he's going to be experiencing my way of doing it. So that's maybe a little strain on him to sort out the different methods, but we're just going to do what we do and see what happens.
Gonna follow your lead.
All right. So you are my client for coaching, and you maybe call me on the phone, or here we are. And I'm going to ask you to just close your eyes and to know that you're going to spend most of our 40 minutes with your eyes closed because you're trying to find the answer from the inside. Of course, you can open your eyes if you want to really communicate with me for a moment. But in general, it's what we call the revolutionary pause. You've got to pause and turn inward if you're going to get these new answers from that felt sense. So I'm going to give you just a little kind of relaxation meditation to help you kind of let go of all the technical issues and all the leaf blowers and everything we've been doing up until now. So that it'll help you kind of let go of all that head stuff and get more centered in your body. So I'm going to help you to imagine a ladder going from the top of your head all the way down your spine. And I'm going to invite you to spend a moment trying to sense into the energy at the various chakras as we go down your spine, as a way of coming inside. So you can start up in the crown of your head, the top of your head. And again, with your eyes closed, just seeing if you can sense a kind of an energy up there. And just say hello to that crown of your head. And then moving to between your eyes, the energy chakra there. It's not so important to name it, just to kind of sense that there is some energy there. Okay, and I'm already sighing as I go with you, helping me get centered. So again, walking down your spine and going to your throat area and just sensing into the energy there. And continue walking down the ladder of your spine until you're behind your heart, chest area. And just sensing into the energy there. And continuing down into your stomach and pelvic area. And I realize I skipped your diaphragm, so you can just come up to your diaphragm as well, just sensing inside your body. And now just bring your energy or your attention pretty much to the center of your body, the torso, and see if you can find what we call the felt sense, a kind of vague gathering together of energy that doesn't have words but would seem to have, could have meaning. And so you're in that area, but I'm going to now ask you a basic question about your issue. So you're going to ask your body, what is this whole thing about my career in empathy? Or whatever words fit for you there. You can make up better words for this life issue. Something about, what is this whole thing about me and a career in empathy?
Yeah, do you want me to share it? Because it's specifically like, how do I make a living, sustained living at empathy?
Okay, so I'm going to say that back, and I want you to check my words against that felt sensing in the center of your body, if you're finding that there. So it is specifically about, how do I make money doing this culture of empathy work? How do I make money doing this? Okay, so now take that question and hold it against that bodily felt sense. And even for as much as a minute, just sit there at the edge of that murky knowing and see what words or images or even gestures might come from there.
Well, I scan, I feel into my body, and I feel like an overall kind of a stress in kind of this part, the over top of my body. And you guided, I felt the guiding into the center of my body, and it actually feels very spacious there. There's a kind of a spacious, soft sensation there, whereas the feeling like it's overall here is a heavier I'm sensing a heaviness, kind of a stressful, heavy quality coming down here.
Okay, so you're noticing that there's a lot, and there's another sigh.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about sitting with it in the center of the body, what comes is, well, really, what's up here, all in my head, all stress up there, all heaviness, and a lot going on up there. Whereas in the center of my body, it feels really quite spacious and just kind of soft. So we're noticing that. And again, in my way of teaching, as opposed to maybe Anne's, I would ask, and does this thing going on in your head, does that feel related to this question? How am I going to make a living with empathy? To see if it's related. And again, you might find the answer coming in the center or wherever, but to see, is this thing, this heaviness up there, this softness inside, is it related to that question? Or how could it be related to that question? Go ahead.
I posed the question, and there's getting a little bit of that echo again. It's when I first start speaking, I get that echo. So as I keep speaking, the echo goes away. So it's a little disconcerting, but it's that feeling. I'm sensing that feeling in my head, kind of a stressfulness. And then when I posed the question, it felt like it was swirling and it was coming down. It felt like it was moving into more of the center, parts of it were moving in a swirling fashion, coming down into that spaciousness.
And so you have that technical anxiety coming in again. Oh, we've got this echo. So now you're having to kind of set that aside. But as I said, sense into this question, how am I going to have a career in empathy? And then you make this big gesture with your hands swirling around your whole arms, almost like an embrace, but it's swirling around. And as you're doing that, it did feel like this tension, heaviness in your head did kind of swirl down, maybe more toward the center of your body.
Yeah, and as you're reflecting it, it's coming down even more and coming into the heart, kind of the area, more like a stress coming into this area.
So as I reflect, it's coming down even more. And again, the gesture, but you're saying it's coming down as a stress, entering into that more spacious, soft center. Now the stress is kind of entering into that. So maybe just noticing what happens there. Again, in terms of your overall question, this career, making money with empathy.
Yeah, those thought of just not money, but kind of be self-sustaining, I guess. It's like I was reframing the question a little bit, that it's to be, actually the word money felt cold. It was like a coldness kind of feeling. Just when I heard the word money, it felt like a coldness feeling, and I wanted to translate that into being self-sustaining.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, if you quickly went in and adjusted your audio like you did before, that might get rid of that echo again. If it's a little bit, it might kind of help the whole process. It's a little bit of a.
Did it get better?
Testing. Yep. So I think that helped. Yeah.
Okay, so let me say back, because I think this was important, and in terms of a demonstration, I would say that you did check inside. I reflected, I said something about money, and something in your body said, oh, no, that's not, those aren't the right words. And then you said the word money just felt like a coldness coming over your head. And I want the word that fits for me is how to be self-sustaining in a career with this empathy work I'm doing. That's much better words for you.
Yeah.
So just taking those words, self-sustaining, and let that kind of resonate with your body sensing of this whole issue. Self-sustaining.
Yeah, it was really clear. Like right when you said that, there was kind of a sadness kind of came up.
So let's just be with that gently. It was really clear as soon as I said the words back, self-sustaining, almost a sadness came, and you're pointing toward your eyes or gesturing toward your eyes. So maybe almost even a teariness or a sadness about something about self-sustaining. So let's just be gently with that and see what words come.
So what came up like right after was almost the word fear came up, and it was like I could feel like something in this area. There was something, and I just named it fear. And it's like kind of a. Even as I'm describing it, I'm feeling my throat was, wanting to describe it with kind of a constriction, kind of even my throat is kind of was starting to tighten up around it.
So as soon as you let yourself feel that sadness around the words self-sustaining, then immediately something else came up, a fear. You're calling it a fear. It's kind of swept up from your maybe diaphragm up toward your throat, and it's like even choking you back in your throat, like closing it up with fear or something. Almost not even talk about this. Too much fear or something. So again, just gently with that, just noticing that, giving that some space, just saying hello, hello, something in my throat.
Hello, fear. Hello, constriction in my throat.
And also remembering hello, sadness. Also, that's still part of our. So there's the sadness around your eyes, and there's the fear or constriction in your throat. I can barely even talk about this.
Yeah.
Makes my shoulders want to go up and down like with fear, like, oh, I can't even talk about this. So again, just breathing into that gently. Big sigh, breathing that out.
I sense more spaciousness by hearing the reflection of it, and the breathing of it is creating more space around it. And
so even just naming it, breathing around it gives a little more space. You're moving your tight shoulders now, just loosening it all up, loosening your throat. So maybe we could say that now the fear is not so much enveloping or taking you over, but maybe you can just relate to it a little from your side.
Yeah, it's kind of like that softness I'd mentioned before. It's like kind of like spreading a little bit into. It's like.
Oh, your body just really wants to move, and your arms and shoulders just really want to stretch out and say, oh, just let that softness spread and not have that fear so totally constricting, so totally taking over. And remembering also that sad, that the fear didn't let you be with the sad. And we're not sending you anywhere, we're just noticing. The softness, the stretching, expanding, the fear that wanted to constrict, but now is not quite so overpowering. And there was initially that sad. Self-sustaining were the words.
Yeah, it's just the word help, help. Kind of came up as like help. Even hearing an echo of the help.
So the words come up, help, help. And I even hear that darn echo again.
Yeah, damn
help,
it.
Help, darn it, damn it.
Yeah.
Even that echo is getting in the way of my career in empathy.
Yeah.
It's like one more obstacle or something. Just help, help. Oh, just paying attention to those words and the place it comes from. Help, help.
Yeah, help is in the, seems to be more in the, up here. Help, help.
I'm going to go click my settings again. A little bit of help I can give you. There. So it was coming up again, up to your head. I was busy trying to change my microphone. So you tell me, was that where the help was coming? Help,
yeah,
help.
the help is more in this area. It's
that head worry place.
Yeah, that head worry. It's all kind of a stress mess, kind of like the entrails, the guts, it's like all the guts. It's all like a big total, feels like a total big mess.
Help, help. And now it's going away from that softness and up into that worry head. And it feels like a big mess of entrails and guts, a huge tangle, like, oh my gosh, how can I ever untangle this? Help, help. So again, just being gentle with that. There's a big place of confusion or stress, entrails and guts. Help me sort this through, or just help. That makes me laugh.
That felt really good. It's like, I don't know where that's coming from, but before it, I was feeling like an opening, like a black hole, sort of a anxiety, fear. It's more of a, like an opening. I'm sensing, it's like this black opening, deep, little icy, little cold opening that it's kind of here. And then hearing the reflection was just so funny.
So if I'm understanding correctly, that the opening of this dark, icy thing was not such a pleasant thing. It wasn't like that soft opening before. It was more like, oh, like a black hole, or icy and dark. And then when I said back, first I said, oh, help me sort this out. And then I just said, oh, just help. And that made you laugh and made you laugh again.
Just help. Just help.
Help.
Damn it, just help.
Don't not help me sort this out. Just help me. Help.
Yeah.
So just let that flow through your body. We don't know exactly what that means, but I call that a shift, some kind of a shift in the energy around this whole thing.
Yeah.
So let's just let that wash through your body. Just really enjoy, or just really notice what that feels like, that laughing and letting go of the fear or the pressure to fix it of everything. Just
that's
help,
it.
Help.
I'm just going to share that. Just help me. Just help me.
Let go of the pressure to fix it. You just want to say, help me.
That's it. That's it. No pressure to fix it. Just share the help me, help me, help me.
I really need help from the outside. I really need someone to fix this for me. Help.
Yeah, I don't want to fix it. Help me.
Oh, I don't want to fix it. Not just I can't fix it, I don't want to fix it. Are the words.
Yeah.
Maybe just notice that, but also just enjoying whatever it is. It's freeing you. Help!
It's freeing just to share it. Just to share that out. It just feels so good, and to hear it back.
Yes. help me. And again, as Ann Weiser Cornell or any of us focusing people would say, that's just a part of you. There are lots, all different aspects of this huge life issue. So it's not all of you saying, help, help, I don't want to fix this. It's just a part, and it felt really good to say it out loud. Help me. All right, so just again stopping and just breathing into that, seeing what's in your body now. You've shifted, it's new, something new can come or whatever. Just paying attention.
There's still the heavy kind of the grinding stress, but then there's also mixing in with this lightness and kind of a lighter energy. It's all mixed in there together, and it's like this whole potpourri, like of the heaviness in this part still kind of gripping, but lightness and humor and kind of a spaciousness. And,
So the heavy in your head was maybe like a pressure of, oh my gosh, I have to fix this. I have to figure this out really soon or something. And then now you're getting more of a lightness in where there was all that fear and constriction. That's releasing now. You're so small with a lightness, like a laughing, like, oh, well, this isn't life or death, or I don't know if those words are right, but it's just lighter, humorous even.
It was, I'm seeing what's coming up is a movement, like I dance. I used to dance. I haven't been dancing for a long time, and the way that just the feelings move into the body, that they're not, like I feel like there's no movement, there's no dance in this part of my kind of body. It's just like it's all kind of tight and constricted, and there's no dance, and it's like it's almost like a bowling ball.
I'm like, oh, that stress in my head is like a bowling ball. It's all tangled up, guts and entrails, and it's heavy, and there's no dancing in it. And I used to dance, and the motion coming now in the rest of my body it's stretching and dancing and turning. It's not like a stuck, cramped up, pressured bowling ball. So again, just breathing into that, getting to be a little bit more mixture between the lightness, the humor, and the freedom of the whole situation, and the constricted, pressured, fix this energy.
Just this image came to like take the head and just roll it just roll it like a bowling ball. Just take that little sucker and roll it down the bowling alley. And get it turning and twisting. Anyway, that image just came to me. So
the image came of just taking my head off and rolling it down a bowling alley, just getting rid of it, just letting it go. Roll it away. That makes you laugh too.
I love that humor. Oh, that laughter feels so good.
And theoretically, we would say that even if you don't get a big intellectual answer, that something has shifted in your body. You will experience and face this life issue in a different way without thinking about it. Something changed. You took a step forward. The issue's been carried forward. It's in a slightly different place, even if you don't have words for all of that. So we're just trusting that something happened.
I feel it. I feel that something has happened. I feel a shift. I mean, a movement in the.
Moving your bowling ball head around on your neck, loosening. Yeah, so just stopping again, letting yourself pause and be with this whole new body sense, taking your time.
I have that sense of wanting to roll that bowling ball down the alley, but it's stuck. It's kind of like stuck to my body. It's like it's not going to roll. I want to roll it, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's like stuck.
Mm-hmm. So this stress, this pressure that makes your head feel like a bowling ball, you could take your head off and get ready to throw it, but no, it's stuck. Mm-hmm. It's not going to roll away that easily. There's something still sticking it.
Yeah, it's like it has roots. It's got deep, I can feel these roots into me. It's like, it's not about to be detached. I'm detached. I'm part of you. You're stuck with me.
Mm-hmm. So that tension and stress, that pressure in your head to find a solution or whatever it is, it's saying, you're not going to just throw me away. Mm-hmm. I have deep roots. I'm part of you. Mm-hmm. And also within our focusing attitude, we try not to throw parts of ourselves away. Also, it has deep roots in you. It probably serves some purpose. It's it's not something to take lightly and just think you can throw it away. That head stress is also helping you in some way, or has helped you in the past, or it's something. Part of you. So it's saying, you're not going to get rid of me that easily. I have roots. I have deep roots in you. I'm part of you. So again, just sensing into what comes as you hear those words back. Or
yeah, I feel the roots. I feel the roots. I sense the roots going down into the torso. The roots are going into the arms. You sense the roots.
So again, just naming it allows you to sigh, even though it's not really a pleasant picture. You sense those roots going down through your throat, into your chest, out through your shoulders, out through your arms. It's almost like a pretty big tree of roots down there. Sinking down, stretching out, roots of this stress, anxiety, bowling ball head.
It's almost like the bowling ball is like a plant that's just starting to grow. It's seeing this image of the bowling ball is like a plant, like the new formed plant that has the roots going down, and there it is, kind of like like that.
Yeah, so maybe keep that gesture for a moment.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so let's not just throw that out or interpret it. Let's just take it for what it is. It's like the bowling ball now. It's like a newly opening seed or plant. And your arm is the roots, and they are going down. Every plant needs roots to nourish it, and that bowling ball part is maybe about to open up in some way, just to become the plant it's meant to be, or something.
It's more like, no way am I going to open we're not going anywhere. I'm staying here. I'm not moving.
So no. That's what it says. Is, no, I'm not about to open up. No, I'm staying fisted up, just like this. I might have roots, but that doesn't mean I have to grow and progress. No. So, and you're laughing about that. And again, you're relating to that bowling ball part now just as a part of yourself. It's not everything. That energy is totally taking you over.
Pain.
Painful to hold it that way. Painful to hold back.
Boy. Deep pain.
So just be with that. There's a deep pain there about not wanting to open up, not wanting to let go and grow into what you're meant to be, or whatever that bowling ball part is meant to be. Just painful. And it reminds me that we started with a sadness also. So maybe just being with wow, that was painful to hold my hand pressuring against growing. Never letting go, never changing or opening.
Yeah, I was some surprised at the level of pain in the hand. It's like it still hurts from having done it so hard. And it's like I don't feel that level of pain, but I'm curious if that level, it seems like maybe that level of pain is really underneath that. It's almost like that bowling ball is like numbness. It's like there's this numbness that maybe kind of a curiosity if that pain is underneath it. There's the numbness and then the pain of the hand, and they're kind of next to each other. But
so it really surprised you how much pain you put yourself through, how hard you clenched that hand.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, when I go around with this kind of bowling ball, stressed out head feeling, well, it's not that painful, for heaven's sakes. It's like, but maybe it is. It's like, is it hiding that? Or so they're right next to each other. There's your kind of everyday level bowling ball stress. And then there's this really painful, clenched up, closed seedling or whatever it is. They're right next to each other.
Well, the bowling ball is kind of like more of a seed. It's like the young plant that's in a little ball that is just come up, and it's like it could, but no, it's really stubborn. It's like really stubborn. It's like no way.
So the bowling ball is actually the seed. It is the painfully closed up thing that could open, but somehow the bowling ball combined with it is saying, no way, no way, this is not going to open up. I'm not going to open up. So can you maybe just sense into that? What is that? This is all about your career, self-sustainability. All around that, there's this bowling ball, this seed that is not going to open up no matter what. Some sad, some fear there was initially, and some part of you that wants to dance. It's all there around this issue of self-sustainability. Just breathing into that. Never going to open up. No way. And you're not going to throw me away either, because I'm deeply rooted.
Yeah, it's even restricting, kind of restricting, makes my breath shallow. My breath is shallower, shallower from being around that. It's like huge kind of stubbornness and determination. And it's like,
and that word stubborn comes up again. It came up before. And it's as you're trying to be with this closed up seed, it's making you constrict again in your throat where that fear constriction was. It's all part of saying, no way, no way.
Wow. There's hard to put words to it. There's I sense it. There's a sense of like determination, moving forward, pushing with this ball. And then there's a sense of what we're doing now is this spacious empathy, energetic, moving forward. And there's like a conflict between the energetic moving. It's almost like a sense of grief is coming up, kind of wanting to energetically move forward, like what we're doing now, what I'm doing now, having your presence, your company, moving forward, and moving forward in this energetic movement way. It's almost like the dance, moving forward in the dance, and then this other part of just moving forward almost like with
hammers or something.
Hammers and will and
Yes.
kind of effort and it's like, so it's like this, and it just kind of even sensing all that is sort of I don't know if it's like those little waves of like grief or sadness or something.
So again, can you just let yourself see if you can sense into, or at least just kind of be gently beside that kind of grieving sadness? It's as if maybe this pressureful pounding, going forward, we're going to go forward, is a way that you have learned in the past or had to be, and now you're experiencing this opening and spaciousness and wanting to dance and having my company, having my reflecting company all seems like, wouldn't that be a better way to move forward? Can't I just move forward that way? And that other part saying, no. And there's a grieving, a sadness of how much time I've spent pressuring, pushing.
Yeah, it's a sadness of the pain involved. And actually a voice came and said, I don't trust you. It's like like this ball plant is saying, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to get things done.
Just let yourself feel that bowling ball, that closed up seed that's like almost a fist of pressuring you, and it's saying, I don't trust you, Edwin. I don't trust you to get things done. I've got to berate you and beat you and push you, or you wouldn't get anything done, for heaven's sakes.
Right. It's not berating. There's not a sense of berating. It's not saying, oh, you're no good. It's like, we got to get things done. And, show me that we're getting things done and we can do it your way, and it's this other is like, this is a lot more fun. This is a lot more enjoyment. This is a lot more pleasant. This is beautiful. This is,
so just let yourself breathe into that expansiveness again too. There's just these, at least two parts there. There's this part that says, Edwin, I don't trust you. I don't trust your other way. We got to get things done. I'm not berating you. I'm not saying you're a bad person, but you and I, we just have to know you do not get things done unless you pound your fist and pressure yourself to do them. Nobody does. We've got to do it this way. And then there's you saying, this other part saying, oh my gosh, this other way is so much more fun. This dancing way, I can breathe. I'm spacious inside. I have company. I have other people to interact with. Oh, couldn't we do it that way? It would be so much more fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So just letting yourself feel that. It's like, I can just feel those two parts of you, that one pounding down and the other saying, please let me have some fun. Isn't there a way to be self-sustaining and make a living, but it could still be fun? It doesn't have to feel like a bowling ball, cramped up, stopped.
Yeah, pushing, just kind of
sigh. And we are at 34 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll just name that, and we can always go longer. It's your recording studio, but I'll just let you know that time frame, 40 minutes coming up. But take your time, just sense in, see where you want to, if you want to try to stop in 5 minutes or if you want to go longer.
Yeah, it's just that this word "show me," just show me is. It's like, if we can make it work, let's do it. It's like, I'm willing to. It says, I'm willing to shift. I'm willing to let go of the force, the will. If it works, if we have if we can do something that's working.
So there's another sigh, another shift. And to me, as your listener, that sounds like a pretty big change. Before, that thing was totally closed and saying, no way, I'm not even going to listen to anything else. And now there's something that says, I'm really willing to give your way a try, but you've got to show me. You've got to show me. I'm afraid. I don't trust this other way. I have some fear. I have some constriction. I have a lot of experience in the more pounding way of getting things done. So, but I see how important this freedom thing is for you. This lightness in your body. I see how important that is. And maybe I'm willing to give you a little space to show me. Something like that. I don't know if that fits. Just take your time.
Yeah, there's something about support. I feel an opening in the sense of support as your presence. I feel your empathic presence, and that's this other. It's not just freedom; it's an empathic approach. It's what we're doing now is this being together, this empathy, this listening, this reflection, this dialogue, and moving forward. And so it's, I guess it's the freedom, the quality. Just I'd heard freedom, and it's freeing, but it's also an empathic freedom too.
So there's support right now. There's outer support, and there are other people you can draw around you for support, but also maybe more of a supportive, empathic way of being with yourself around this issue. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not, you're going to say, it's not that I just want to be free. I'm willing to work at this. And I'm drawing structures around me, like an empathy structure around me that could help me move forward, help everybody move forward. But it makes you circle with your hands again. It's a blending somehow.
Yeah, it's feeling you. It's like there's this spaciousness between you and I. That's and anyone watching this. There's also a feeling of presence of shared presence, and it's like this movement. It has it feels like it's moving. It's maybe that's the sense of this shared movement. And
so this more supportive way of finding your answer, of finding your self-sustainability, it's going to be it's got movement, and I don't know, you can't beat down on it and say do it because we don't know the total answer yet, but I'm relating to people and to this issue in this new way. I'm trusting this more support on the outside and this empathic presence. I'm trusting that is going to help me get where I need to go.
And it's like there's like an opening kind of, and like a loving. There's like this loving feeling. Like first there was a kind of a little kind of a mixture, and then it's like of different something. And then there was kind of like an opening, maybe the heart, like a heart-loving kind of opening.
So I want you to really let yourself, your little self, like little Edwin who's been maybe under this pounding, let yourself really just feel that being loved. I want to be loved in this process. I don't want to be beating myself for having anybody else pound me into doing something. If I'm going to find my way, I want to feel loved. I want to feel the opening of love, and something will come out of that. I don't know if that resonates.
It still feels a little more vague than quite that. There's
okay. So you have this gesture. First, it was all kind of mixing, and then there's this gesture of pulling a part of your hands. That's this opening that that you had the word love for. So
Mm-hmm.
just be with that and see what words come that are exactly right for that.
Hmm. I think what it feels like there's a lot of dynamics, a lot of going on, but there's a feeling of the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's coming up. That in the sense of coming to closure, that there's a longer journey to go, but what I'm doing now is the right path to move forward. And it's like it's that rigidity, that bowling ball, that plant. It's like it's like pieces of it are kind of opening up in different ways than I imagine. There's this kind of more warmer. It's almost like the plant is being bathed in like sunlight, that loving. So it's like that's it. It's like this, more like a sunlight bathing that little seed that it's like it's not ready to open, but it's being bathed in this, and this is like the right path.
And again, a sigh in your body. So there's a lot of moving your hands around. There's still this blending between the support that like you're feeling on the outside with me. That's all part of this, working on this in a more empathic way. It involves other people who are also working in an empathic way. And in all this movement, there's just a sense that I'm on the right path. And then your hands go forward like in a straight line. I'm on the right path. I don't know how it's going to come out, but I know I'm on the right path. This more loving, more empathic way of solving this problem is the way. I need to keep just letting that happen. Trusting that.
I can feel the opening. There's like kind of a waves. It's still it's still the will, but it's like I'm on the right path. I'm ready for scheduling the next session.
And there's also a sense of some sun bathing that bowling ball seed.
Yeah.
Well, that's all part of it. Maybe part of the being able to find the way has to do with letting the bowling ball expand and change and become what it's meant to be, not to throw it away, but just let it be bathed in the love also. And that'll be all part of how you're going to get to move forward as a coherent something, not split into a bowling ball and another part or something.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw the bowling ball away to get rid of it. I wanted to throw the bowling ball as kind of to bring humor and fun into it. I didn't want to like say, get out of here, never want to see you again. It was, I was trying to
loosen it up
a little bit. Get you rolling. You don't want to move. Let's roll you a little bit. But it's saying there's no way I'm going to roll. I'm like stuck to you. You can't even roll me. So.
So it was, again, not disdain or anything like that. It was just, let's lighten this up, make this more fun. Let's get you rolling. Let's just roll you out there.
And it's like, no way, you're going to roll me. I'm not going to be rolled.
Yes, I'm not going to be rolled, but maybe now you might be loved a little, or you might be willing to give you a chance if you can put me surrounded with this love and empathy too. Maybe go ahead.
Exactly, that's exactly what it says. It's like, I'm willing to accept the sunshine. I'll take the sunshine. I can dig the sunshine. I can go with it, but I'm not going to be rolled.
Okay. Would it make sense to look for a stopping place here? Like, this is
a good spot.
Words or an image that you can really take with you. Like maybe just sit in this shifting that you're having. Just breathe into it, and it's not the total answer, but it's a step on the right path. And,
exactly.
Maybe think if there's any words or image that would help you go back to this feeling of expansiveness.
It's sunshine.
Sunshine.
And connection.
And connection. Support.
Support. Communities kind of support. Connection.
Community.
Support.
And also maybe rolling that bowling ball to put a little humor in it.
I've given up on that.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, it's like it's not gonna roll. I've accepted. Okay. There's an acceptance. It's not gonna roll. We need different approaches. Yeah. Sunshine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so just spend another minute just breathing into that, letting your body shift and just trusting that something has changed in this. You'll see things differently because your body holding has carried forward to some degree. All right, when you're ready, just come back into the room. Take your time.
Yeah. The world always looks so much brighter and happier after I've done this focusing. Like all around. It's like the colors feel more vivid. It feels more spacious. Feels softer.
The world looks so much brighter. Everything's so much brighter, but also softer. The world looks
vivid. Colors seem
vivid. Vivid, but soft at the same time. Like, oh, what a wonderful thing. What a wonderful feeling. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything else about the process?
I have
any feedback for me? Or?
Yeah, the feedback is, this is, it's very clear to me that this is the path to go, is to be addressing this issue in this manner. Because now I feel a little bit more, a little wave of tearfulness, came up with, yes, this is the right path. This is the way to approach it. This feels really good. So I feel a real sense of gratitude for you, just for your presence and your calmness and being willing to be here with me.
So a cheeriness, a gratitude comes up and says, well, this that I'm doing right now, this relating with you in this empathic way, this getting support, and it's really the right way to work on this issue, not to try to figure it out some other way. This is really the right way, and I just feel gratitude.
Yeah, not figure it out just on my own, but do it in a shared way.
Yes. Not use your head pressure to try to figure it out, but to trust that if you keep working in an empathic way with other people, which is what you believe in anyway, it is your life's work anyway. It's like, use the process to get the product or whatever. Empathy is what I'm all about. So that's the way, that's the path, to solve this in an empathic way, community way.
Yeah.
So, well, how sweet. I'm touched by your gratitude, your teariness as well. That's why I do this, because I get to feel connected.
Yeah. So that's what I'm wanting to do, is more around this issue. I feel I need to do more of this.
Just even your issue of self-sustainability.
Yeah, self-sustainability. I think it's important.
Engage in it with a listener and do focusing and let it unfold from that inner place, and just trust those shifts. I do want to say you had some pretty major body shifts. If you believe in body armor or how we hold things, those big laughs you were doing, that's just like whoosh, that's just bound up energy just getting free. That's pretty major.
Yeah, and the dance too is for the focusing for me is like it's more towards dance. It's like bringing the energies and having the energies flow and move and shift, which the next stage is bring it into physical movement too.
Absolutely. There are people who, there's a way of focusing called whole body focusing
Mm.
that you might really like, that combines more like things from Alexander technique and just really standing on your feet and moving around. So that's just another way. And I noticed for your own particular unique way of doing focusing in your own body, boy, you just really were a gesture person. Those gestures just kept coming in. Everybody's not like that. It's just, as a listener, one just has to be sensitive to how focusing unfolds for that particular person. So,
yeah, it really works well for me to
move, dance. Yeah. So can I?
Nice. Yeah.
Can I give
I feel very complete if you like to.
So I think I would say something, and we had entertained the idea of us switching turns, but I sort of feel like, well, we've been here. This has been a completion. So unless you're dying to do that, we could do that some other time.
Okay.
But I wanted to give my feedback now to the possible viewers as well as to you. So I thought this was wonderful, and that you just were working so consistently in a felt sensing way, and Ann Weiser Cornell's way of looking at things as differentiating them out as parts, but not reifying them, not solidifying them as parts, but just as a way of getting interaction going between different parts came in, as well as the use of gestures as you did. And also I added my own thing that Anne wouldn't likely do, which is I give pretty big reflection. Like I'm really kind of trying to paint a kind of broad picture, hoping some part of it's going to touch, going to hit the person. So that's part of how I am as a listener. Pretty big reflections, kind of trying to moosh all around that thing and see if it touches. And then the other thing particular to the way I do it is that Ann Weiser Cornell has really moved away from asking questions. In her, the way she is, the way her own body goes, her felt senses don't like to be asked questions. It makes them go away. But in the way I am, and this is the way that Gendlin initially taught it, I do think you can ask your body a specific question. So like in career counseling or focusing coaching, you can say, this is the issue I want to work on. And so I kept trying to bring it back into that context also.
It really worked for me.
To have it in the context. Sometimes I'm concerned that people do focusing and they just kind of go from one body sense to the next and the next, and they just kind of go on. And I want to say, well, wait a minute. This is the issue we're working on. How does that relate to this issue? You know, take that in your body and sense into that. How is this being lived in my issue about self-sustainability? So that's just different ways. So, and I want to remind you how early on I said this issue about money, and your whole body said, no, not about money. It's about self-sustainability. And that's where the tears came the very first time. Something about those words, that issue touches you very deeply. Like, this isn't all about money. This is about whatever it means to say self-sustainability. I want to be self-sustainable. I want the work that I do to be self-sustainable. So that could be the name of your, what you're working on, the issue of self-sustainability. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to say in a process.
I feel pretty good. I would just say the questions worked really well for me. Holding that question, working around that space. So I feel that that I had the question, and by having the question, it connected these emotions to that question. And the big learning and takeaway for me is I really need to work together with others and have a shared exploration and together with others, instead of kind of focusing, working so much on my own and try to solve the problem.
And also to get more focusing sessions just for yourself, like not always doing these empathy circles for everybody else, but getting somebody to consistently let you be the focuser and work on this issue in that way, in a supportive context, but also you being the getter,
Yeah,
the one who's getting some empathy.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, then we'll stop the recording here.
We will. And my
bye, everybody.
I hope we don't
Thank
have
you
an
for
echo.
watching.
I hope the echo has gone away.
Yeah, it is. It's